Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently pacifying the area around this research station. I was planning to have this be a one-episode mission, but reinforcements are dropping in, and we have no idea where they are. So let's just go ahead and reserve and see what we can find. We're just waiting for someone on their side to move so that we get a sensor update.
Let me know when you need me, Chief.
Eventually. Phase 16 is when they move. Oh my, okay. Oh! They are literally right behind us. Okay. So that's interesting.
Can't take much more of this.
That Black Knight is pretty overheated. And, okay, we see an Orion there, an Orion there, a Boar's Head, and a Black Knight. Cool.
Hey,
So our Boar's Head is going to pop up over here,
advancing, I guess.
and is going to immediately begin focusing on the two Orions. So we'll drop our Sniper Artillery and our Arrow 4 there. Actually, the LRM isn't really worth firing. We'll just drop our Artillery up here.
Locking in target.
Not the greatest shots there, but we got some splash damage.
Standing by.
The Annihilator, at this point... I don't really like this angle at all. I'm going to reserve the Annihilator. Who else do we move? We move the Madcap Mark II. The Madcap Mark II, this is a better angle for. So we're going to position over here,
On the move.
and we're going to fire on this Black Knight with the Madcap Mark II. Stray shots with MRMs aren't really a huge
Target
thing.
acquired.
So we'll get some Black Knight armor strip. There we go.
Yep.
The Corsair I am going to reserve, as well as the Annihilator. So we'll reserve that.
Waiting for the right
Now,
move.
we want to get the longbow out of the center over here. So we're going to move it up over here. We could hot load the LRMs if we really wanted to, or we could back it off a little further, perhaps via a sprint, or we could move it up here instead. I don't really like the angle of this. We would have to sprint it. Sprint it up here and angle it like this,
Acknowledged.
opening this firing corridor and allowing us to fire out at this Orion group over here. So that's 12.1%. I don't think that's really worth shooting at when we can fire the 35.1% here, but I'm not going to fire these two LRMs due to heat. We'll just fire the ER mediums and the Zeus and the LRM 20. I am going to Warlord it to boost those odds, but they're not going to be boosted by a huge amount. We're in minimum range here.
Acknowledged.
Okay. Little bit of armor strip on that Black Knight. Sounds good. And phase 14 is going to be the Orions, or at least one of the Orions. Okay, the MD moves up, fires on the Bull Shark indirect with LRM. Sounds good. Okay.
Confirmed.
The Salamander is going to turn around and sprint over this way.
I got you.
What are these hit odds going to look like on that Black Knight? Mediocre. Okay, we'll go ahead and boost them with the Warlord. I'm not going to run AX here because of the hit odds,
Here we
but
go.
I would like to fire AX in this situation. But that guy's now unsteady, and at this point, the Boar's Head moves. And it gets to move before... Oh, okay. It gets to move before the Bull Shark does. In theory, it could have done a lot of damage to the Bull Shark with a rear arc attack there, but it chose not to shoot for some reason. I have no idea what that reason might be. The Mauler is going to move in over here, and we have a clear shot on their Black Knight. Very clear.
Fire it.
That's not as much damage as I was hoping into the Black Knight, but it's okay. That's a knockdown, in fact. Sure, we'll take that. The Annihilator hasn't moved yet either. Actually, pilot incapacitation.
Pretty damn hot in here.
Cool. Now that means that the Annihilator doesn't have a clear shot, and that's that Orion moving up. That's fine. Shooting at the Bull Shark. Okay, this is
Awaiting
the
orders.
Annihilator. I don't think the Annihilator is ever going to get a clear shot at the Atlas, but I'm going to reserve it here. I want to move the Bull Shark first.
Yes, Commander.
We're going to have the bull shark just pop out over this way to give a clear shot. Now, we're not going to fire the long tom at this range, obviously, nor are we going to fire the LRM-20, but we'll soften up this boar's head side arc a little bit with our AP Gauss. Cool.
Aye, aye.
Now, the Annihilator can dip up over here, and we do have obstructed LOS.
Affirmative.
Do we want to take this shot? Let's look at the sight line here. We could do a lot of damage to our longbow. I'm going to gamble that we're not going to.
Copy that.
Okay. We did do damage to the longbow, but it wasn't the heavy Gauss, so we're okay.
What do you need?
It wasn't ideal, but it'll do. So the Corsair is going to move up over this way for right now.
Going full throttle.
We're about to get LOS on these guys over here, so that's fine. But right now, the longbow is going to move out over this way, just step back ever so slightly. We could fire on the boar's head, or we could fire on the Orions. And what are the Orion hit odds? 35% is not awful. I feel like it's a lot better on the boar's head, though.
Locked on.
We missed both of our lasers, which is sad, but that's okay. Them spawning right in our rear arc like that is really rude, but we're going to maybe move in our bull shark here and do a melee attack. Now, obviously, we can't fire our long tom. That's okay. We're going to melee this boar's head in the rear arc with our bull shark.
Roger that.
Boop. 95 damage into the rear arc. The boar's head is unsteady. And keep in mind, Atlases have thin rear armor, so he doesn't have much left back there. But we also don't have anybody really capable of taking advantage of that.
Waiting for
So our
orders.
Mauler is going to step in over here.
Position confirmed.
We have access to this side arc here. And we're not going to fire these ER mediums, or 3 of them anyway. Ooh, that was a nice hit. That's a lot into that boar's head, actually. That boar's head is close to dead.
Ready for
The
orders.
Madcap Mark II is going to sprint over this direction to deal with the 2 Orions. There we go.
Yep.
And the Salamander is going to want to do that as well. This is some awkward sprinting. We can really only go 1 hex. I guess because of our
let's
heat.
move.
We'll sink our heat. That's okay.
I'm here.
So our boar's head can position over here and go for this guy, or we can just move up over this way and go for the Orions. That's exactly what we're going to do here. Do we want to go for the MD, or do we want to go for the 1M? 28.1, 33.9. Of course, this is going to be the actually, it's exactly the same. We're going to go for the Orion over this way. There we go. A couple of decent artillery hits there. Oddly, Tab didn't go to the Atlas, but sure. I don't really like this Annihilator arc here, so we're going to move up over this way.
Here we go.
Like, I don't like this firing line.
Yeah?
The Corsair is going to head out over this direction. I'd love to get some LOS over here. We're sadly not quite in a position to do that. We'll see what the 2 Orions want to do. Okay, they're actually getting us LOS. They're hitting the Salamander very hard there, and they didn't arc it. Very rude. And we'll see what this other Orion does. Indirect fire on the Salamander. Okay, that's good. We're fine with this. That's actually a knockdown on the Salamander. I'm less fine with that, but that's the second knockdown.
Oh, crap.
The first one, remember, came from... Wait,
That
health
hit
2
me.
of 3? And yeah, they're going for the rear arc on the longbow. That hurts.
Internal structure damage.
Or actually, side arc? LRM-20 Zeus crit there, but it's not destroyed. So the longbow's fine for now, and he misfired his long fire. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that's right into that arm. That's okay for now.
Yep.
The Corsair is going to move up over this way and hit this Orion 1MD. ON1MD. And we're going to hit that as hard as we can, but our hit odds aren't the best. Let's Warlord it.
Acknowledge.
we got a little bit in there anyway.
Commander?
So our Magcat Mark II is going to move up over this way, and
Moving to position.
it's going to do some damage to this guy. Not a ton, though. Again, hit odds are not ideal. This guy has 4 evasive pips. We're hoping to make him unsteady here.
Affirmative.
Didn't quite get him unsteady.
Ready for orders.
The Mauler is going to move into the rear arc of this Boar's Head, although... yeah, that's in minimum range of the Gauss rifles. So we're going to position it here.
Affirmative.
Is this his weak side? Yes, this is his weak side. Okay,
Target confirmed.
nice hits there. So the Boar's Head is unsteady now.
Waiting for
The
order.
longbow is actually going to move in over this way, and we have already moved the... no, we haven't moved the Boar's Head yet. We could move in like this and hit him this way, or we could do this. I think the Boar's Head has a XL engine, and the reason I say that is because I'm fairly certain we got an engine crit on him. So we're just going to we're going to kick him and fire just an LRM-20 here. I wish we had some Deadfire in this, but we don't. So let's see what we get here.
Acknowledged.
That's all armor. Perfect. As expected, an XL.
Target neutralized.
There we go. Okay, next up, we're going to utilize our Boar's Head to fire on the guy that our other mechs can't really hit. The Orion 1M over here.
You say so.
Perfect. Get some armor stripped off of him.
Yes, Commander.
Now our Annihilator is going to move up over this way, and we're going to look to do some annihilation. Unfortunately, we didn't make the Orion 1 MD unsteady quite, but if we hit an HGR, that'll make him unsteady. And we did hit an HGR. Perfect. So he is now unsteady. He has not moved yet. He moves in phase 13. Our Bull Shark is just going to turn around here, and we're going to drop an artillery on this 1M.
Affirmative.
Get some armor stripped on off of there. And that's a knockdown on that 1M. I like it. Beautiful. So next up is going to be our Salamander standing up. And then we're just going to walk up over here.
10-4.
We're going to Vigilance it. He is low on armor. There's no doubt about that. And we are going to hit this Orion as hard as possible. We can't Warlord because we Vigilanced, but we're going to hit him and hopefully do some solid damage. But these hit odds are, once again, not great. Mostly that's because we just stood up, right? So that's going to be a big part of it.
Engaging target.
However, he is dead. Beautiful. An SRM ammo explosion resulting in a kill.
My heat gauge is getting pretty high.
So the Orion 1M stands up, and we'll see what he does. So far, he's just chilling. Okay. Fires on the Bull Shark. Misses everything. I love it. So it's going to take a little bit of time to repair the Salamander, for sure. The Salamander has taken a bit of a walloping. We're going to move it up over here, and I'm actually going to fire the ATMs here. I usually wouldn't in this situation, but
Firing.
we want everything we can on that Orion. Sadly, we don't hit, but that's okay.
Stand still, dummy.
Oh, he's standing still. You just missed.
Commander.
Our longbow is going to position over here.
Copy that.
We're going to want to fire these in Artemis 4 mode if we have enough. We do have enough. But actually, I'm just going to sink the heat this round.
Yeah?
The Corsair is going to start, like, I don't know, trying to climb the hill or something. I don't even know what the path is. I guess the path is up this way.
Let's move.
We'll sink that heat, but mostly we're going to look to kill this guy via artillery, right?
Aye, aye.
That's going to be the main goal here. The Mauler is going to move up and sink
Location
heat.
confirmed. Good to go.
Magcat Mark II, move up, sink heat. Excellent.
I'm I'm receiving you.
The Bull Shark is going to, of course, drop artillery on the Orion 1M, which is getting very low on armor.
Knowledge.
Another solid hit there. In fact, that's actually a straight-up kill. I love it. Let's get out of here. So we're not too interested in the salvage that we get here, right? That's mostly not what we were here for. We were here for the 2.2 million C-bills, and we do expect that we get several bonuses as well. But it's going to be some pretty expensive repairs on the Salamander. Everything else is mostly okay, although the longbow is going to need a bit of internal work. Very rude of them to just spawn directly behind us right like that, though. But they didn't penetrate our armor from the rear, so that's fine. 2.1 million after our costs here. Not too shabby. I like that a lot, actually. We took a decent amount of damage, but we should be able to get that done in a reasonably quick time frame. We could get an AS-7A if we wanted. We could also think about potentially getting a Cyclops, or a part of one, anyway. That might be reasonable as a replacement for the Corsair. Maybe. We'll take a part and call it good. We've got a rotary AC-5. We'll keep that. A weapon mount point, huh? +1 accuracy with arm-mounted weapons, -3% heat generated by weapons fire. Doesn't weigh a ton. Oh, weighs 10% of 1/10 chassis tonnage. Okay. Interesting. We'll keep that around, and we've got the LBX-10 slugs. We should probably sell that. We have a couple of those. So in terms of repairs, the question becomes, how much do we expect this to cost? Well, the Salamander lost a lot of armor. There's no doubt about that. I do expect that the Salamander is going to be pretty lengthy to repair, to the point where we might have to leave it at home for the next deployment and bring a backup mech. It's unfortunate, but the AI really likes to focus on our Salamander. That seems to be a thing. I mean, with good reason. The Salamander is a very effective mech. Like, it's a high-threat mech. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, I expect the Salamander to take, like, 400,000 C-bills and... Well, maybe not alone, but around 400,000 C-bills. Okay, 200,000. This is about what I was going to say for the length of repairs, but it'll be shorter than that. We've only got 3 days before the financial report, though. Or actually 9, I misread that. We've got 9 days before the financial report. That does actually buy us a lot more time, so that is very, very good. We'll just do something kind of like this, and should be fine. We are going to need to do some internal work on the longbow, so let's just go ahead and tick forward here. And we're going to have to take the financial report. Unfortunately, I was hoping to deploy one more time before this financial report, but we're going to have most of our repairs done here, and we're going to have a good amount of time in the next financial report. So that is good. The MRB is being upsetty in their spaghetti, and we're going to ignore their request.
Financial report for you, Commander.
We don't care. So that's basically all of the money that we made gone. We paid for that month's report with that mission, so we're fine. No big deal there. The longbow is going to be done now. So let's hop into the mech bay and get the longbow fully repaired. All it is a crit on that LRM-20, so that shouldn't be a big deal. Any moment now, RogueTech. There you go. You can get caught up. You'll be fine. RogueTech is not the most optimized, but you know that it's tough to optimize mods, that's for sure. So we'll just repair the LRM-20 Zeus. That'll take 2 days. Sure. Confirm that, and we will go back to ticking here in a moment. I want to get these repairs done, and our financial report here does, of course, mean that it's going to... Well, this is really not going to be that bad. It's going to be a couple days to get all of our mechs done. That could have been way worse, honestly, in terms of how long it took to repair. So that's all work orders complete. Let's double check that that's true. We'll hop on into that mech bay once again. Once RogueTech catches up anyway.
Hey, Commander.
Okay, yep, this looks all completely fine. Let's hop over into the barracks and do any training that might be necessary. Although we're running out of training that needs to be done. We can grab a point of tactics for Chronic Toast.
Commander.
That's perfect. And let's see.
Standing by.
Poet doesn't need anything just yet. And Taboo doesn't need anything either. We've only got 3 pilots now who are not maxed out. That's a little nutty, if I'm honest. That is a little bit nutty. But it is a little bit early to put a cut in here, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. We did just have a 45-minute episode before last, so there is that. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we're going to deploy again, and we're hoping to get 2 deployments in this month tick. We're still looking to build our nest egg up to around 10 million C-bills before we really start pushing the envelope on difficulty. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.